Part 7. The Enemy Within. Kaiora's words felt like a punch to Leo's gut. The cavern seemed to close in around her, the air heavy and suffocating. She could feel the weight of Kaiora's pale blue eyes on her, as if the giant's gaze alone could crush her. Her mind raced, trying to make sense of what she had just heard. "Me?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. "What do you mean, me?" Kaiora's expression remained somber, her massive hands carefully rolling the scroll back up. "The prophecy speaks of a lineage tied to the fallen angels," she said. "A bloodline that carries both their power and their curse. You are the last of that line, Liora. The only one who can wield the weapon." Lio shook her head, taking a step back. No, that can't be right. I'm just an archaeologist. I don't have any powers. I don't even believe in any of this." "You don't have to believe it," Kaora said calmly, though there was an edge of pity in her voice. "The truth doesn't care about belief." Leo's chest tightened as panic rose within her. "There has to be another way," she said, her voice trembling. "You said the prophecy talks about a sacrifice. What kind of sacrifice?" Kaora hesitated, her gaze flickering to Cade. "The kind that requires you to give everything back," she said softly. "Your life, your soul, everything you are." The room fell into a suffocating silence. Leo's legs felt like they might give out beneath her. She turned to Cade, hoping for some kind of reassurance, but his expression was grim. He looked as though he had already known, but hadn't wanted to admit it. Before anyone could speak, a sound shattered the silence. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, and far too many to belong to a single person. The sound echoed through the cavern, growing louder with each passing moment. Leo's heart leapt into her throat, and then she heard the voice. "Did you really think you could hide from me?" Sivara's words dripped with mockery, her tone cold and sharp as steel. "You've led me right to her, Cade. How thoughtful of you." Cade's body tensed, and he drew his glowing blade in one fluid motion. "How did you find us, Sivara?" he growled, his golden eyes flashing. A soft laugh echoed through the cavern as Sivara stepped into view, flanked by a dozen reptilian soldiers. They fanned out behind her, their amber eyes glowing in the dim light, their movements unnervingly smooth and precise. Sivara herself was as striking as ever, her dark hair falling in perfect waves, her cruel smile fixed firmly in place. "Did you really think I wouldn't be watching?" she asked, her eyes flicking to Lio. "She's the most valuable piece on the board, and you're terrible at keeping secrets, Cade." "Stay behind me," Cade said quietly, positioning himself between Lio and the reptilians. Dane raised his rifle, his jaw tight with anger. "Sivara," Dane said, his voice low and filled with venom. "You've got a lot of nerve showing your face here." Sivara's smile widened. "Dane Cross," she said, her tone almost playful. "Still clinging to that outdated rifle of yours, I see. How quaint." "I'll put a bullet between your eyes if you take one step closer," Dane growled. Sivara tilted her head, her gaze flicking to Kaora. "And look at this," she said, her voice filled with mock surprise. "A giant, playing nice with humans. How adorable." Kaora didn't respond. She stood motionless, her pale blue eyes locked on Sivara's. There was a tension in the air, an unspoken understanding passing between them. "You don't belong here," Kaora said finally, her voice low and steady. "And yet here I am," Sivara replied, spreading her arms as if to embrace the cavern. "I'm not here to fight, Kaora. I'm here to talk." "Talk?" Cade said, his blade still raised. "You don't talk, Sivara. You manipulate." Sivara's smile faltered for a fraction of a second before returning. "Call it what you like," she said. "But the truth remains. You're outnumbered, outmatched, and out of time. You can't win this war, Cade, not without us." "Us?" Dane scoffed. "You've got to be kidding me." "I'm not," Sivara said, her gaze sharp. "The reptilians have no love for the giants or the fallen angels. We've spent centuries fighting them in the shadows, just as you have. But we've come to a crossroads, Cade. We either work together, or we all fall." "Why should we believe anything you say?" Cade asked, his voice cold. "Because I have something you don't," Sivara said. "Information. I know what Magnar is planning, and I know how to stop him." Kaora stepped forward, her massive form casting a long shadow over the reptilians. "And what do you want in return?" she asked, her voice laced with suspicion. Svara's smile widened. The girl, she said simply, nodding toward Lio. No, Cade said instantly, his voice firm. Svara raised an eyebrow. You didn't even let me finish. I don't need to, Cade said. You're not getting her. Svara sighed, her expression one of exaggerated disappointment. You're so difficult, Cade, she said, but you don't have a choice. The giants are moving as we speak. Magnar's forces will reach the nearest human settlement within days. If you want to stop him, you'll need me. Cade hesitated, his grip on his blade tightening. Lio could see the conflict in his eyes, the weight of the decision pressing down on him. She wanted to speak, to tell him not to trust Savara, but her voice caught in her throat. Finally, Cade lowered his blade, though he didn't sheath it. You don't touch her, he said, his voice low and dangerous. If you so much as look at her the wrong way, I'll kill you myself. Sivara's smile returned, triumphant. Oh, Cade, she said, you always were such a charmer. As the uneasy alliance forms, Lio feels a strange sensation, a tingling at the base of her skull, like a distant hum. She turns her head, and for a fraction of a second, she sees something in the shadows. A pair of glowing red eyes watching her intently. Before she can react, the vision vanishes, leaving her with the unsettling feeling that they are not alone.